Well, I don't see what French interest we're defending in Ukraine. Putin warned that if there are French troops there, they will be prime targets. Macron has betrayed France all his life. We must leave the European Union and leave NATO. Well, I don't see what French interest we're defending in Ukraine. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. No, we'll defend the interests of the European oligarchy, the personal interests of Macron and von der Leyen. We must ensure that there are no French troops in Ukraine. That's the #1 objective. Putin warned that if there are French troops there, they will be prime targets, and so there is a danger for our soldiers. There is a danger of going to war, and I believe that the French would not understand if we went to war over Ukraine when we have nothing to do with this whole affair. Regarding Ukraine, we should stop sending weapons and money, and we should not send soldiers. That's the first decision to make. There are many decisions to make, but regarding Ukraine, that would be the first to make. Then we should start, France's exit from the European Union, which is a real issue and the central issue. Macron has betrayed France all his life, even before he became President of the Republic, by already selling Alstom. He has always betrayed France. There are plenty of examples when he wants to give our nuclear deterrent to the European Union, to Germany. That is a supreme betrayal. We must leave the European Union and leave NATO. It is the only real, true break necessary to prevent war and move towards peace. Free France for peace goes together. Free France and peace. There is no other solution.
French troops are pawns in the hands of NATO. We are not defending the interests of France by going to get killed in Ukraine. That is not true. We are defending the interests of NATO. France's sovereignty was lost at the time of Maastricht in 1992. We gave everything to the European Union. We no longer control anything. We absolutely must overthrow all the governments that will follow if the government collapses on September 8th, so that Macron is forced to resign.
We have an open dialogue with President Trump, and there is an agreement that if necessary, we can call each other, get in touch, talk. He knows that I am open to this conversation, and so does he. I know about this, but so far, according to the results of these consultations in Europe, we have not had any talks. And in fact, it was a bit difficult for me to do this. I have just arrived from China, and I am here. Well, we have no communication problems here. This is the first thing. Therefore, if some foreign troops appear in Ukraine, especially now, during the hostilities, we assume that these will be legitimate targets for destruction. And if the decisions that will lead to peace, to a long-term peace, are reached, then I simply do not see any point in their being in the territory of Ukraine. That's all. Because if these agreements are reached, let no one doubt that Russia will fully implement them.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.